Hello Ark Survivors, it's Mark here and welcome to the Sanctuary Ark, Ark Survivor Evolved Adventures with Marksimus. Yes, not to be confused with my other uploads, which includes the Adventures of Zanita, which runs concurrently with the uploads with Marksimus. Yes, two different gameplays, 7 years apart, and this is the more modern version of 2026. And have we been busy since the last episode? Yes, we've added a few more things and we've got another level up. We're now on level 104 with 2,903 experience points, and we're looking for a particular item because we're actually going to step out of the gameplay for most of this episode. All will be revealed. So we've learned the engrams for the up-tech items. Actually, we're getting a little ahead of ourselves here. Let's just have a little look around at what we have done. Place 1 and 2 more items and some more storage we've rearranged. We've got our trophies in there. Again, all this may change in the future. Yeah, slightly put artifacts in that particular box. Yeah, I'll just have a quick look at some of the differences and changes that we do have. Yeah, we've got our implants in there, haven't we? Yes. And our blueprints. A couple more storage boxes here. Yes, I've just thrown these in this particular one for now, but that's probably going to change. And we have some ascendant clothing. Yes, I've moved the bedside tables, gives a bit more room. There's a bit cramped there, and we've got some important items in this one. Yes, we crafted the long neck rifle there, which cost us a fortune. Nearly wiped us out. Check the durability on that. That's 720, so that's pretty good. The higher the durability, the more expensive it is to make, plus the more resources can be recycled, so bear that in mind. And this one, just some common tools that we'll be putting in here. As I say, things may change, and in here we've got a load of ascendant saddles. Oh, that's Marksimus' living quarters sorted. Right, we've added some cooking facilities. Oh, it's 100% irrigated, 100,000 litres. Yeah, the water pipes, I've hidden them, but they come out here and into that little area there. It's not really much out here we've altered. Now, still a lot to do out here, but we have added a few more items in here. Another move around. Yes, we've added the S Plus converter and the S Plus blueprint maker. Actually, I may do an experiment with these in a little bit. Yes, we've massively increased in our storage here. We've got our storage units all round. We'll get to them. But these are the important items here from the Mr. Rad Tools content pack. The kitchen section. Yes, increases longevity of our spoilables no end. 2 hours, 43 minutes and 10 seconds. Let's find another one that's a little bit more life in it. 15 hours, 55 minutes and 11 seconds before one of those in that stack spoils. I think this is the one. Let's have a look. Rare flowers, 294 days, 3 hours, 24 minutes and 58 seconds. And that is a considerable extension of the life of the rare flower there. I've got a confession to make here. I never used this before because I've always used the industrial freezer. I don't think I'm going to need the industrial freezer now, but we'll see. But this is important. We need to start collecting a load of eggs. Yes, we haven't got that many. Right, what do we put in here? Oh, propellant. I think I've already got another box of that in somewhere. Yes, we've got oil. Yeah, haven't got too much of that. That one's a second oil barrel, and this one we've got gasoline, I believe. Yes, we have. Right, over here we've got the drop-off box. Okay, so we've got 1 or 2 items there. We've got some hide in there because we've got a lot of hide from recycling, and we're going to grab the tech crop plot and the tech window frame, which we've not learned the engram for us yet because we can't, basically. And I call this box the crafted items section for odds and sods. We're going to do an experiment using the S Plus converter. We have learned the engram for the crop plots. Now we want to change these to the S Plus counterparts, and that's it. Don't cost anything. We can't do the tech window frame because we've not learned the engram, but we was able to learn the engram for the S Plus crop plot. Now I had this problem before with tech rifles. I collected them from an orbital drop, but they were blueprints and I couldn't craft them because of the engram. Yes, if we find the tech window frame, Yes, we have the S Plus window frame which we click on, and when we accept we can't do it because we haven't got the prerequisite. So be aware of that. It's not a fault or anything, you just need the engram. I'll leave the tech window frame in there for when we do get the chance to be able to convert it, but in here we've got an S Plus tech crop plot ready for the future. Right, in here we're going to keep our ammo. I don't want to go around all these things because we've seen most of what's in what. We'll have a look over here. We've got all these different ones. Mostly crafted resource in this area. Yeah, we'll just have a quick run through. Yeah, these last ones here, they've not been named because we've not got anything to put in them as yet. Oh, we've picked some beer up here from the human NPCs, and that's about it for our updated storage situation. Okay, so we're now stepping outside of the actual gameplay and activate the simple spawners mod with admin cheat script command simple spawners. Now we're going to want creature spawners, loot spawners, we might try a resource spawner or two, they're not important to summoner. So we'll grab a few of those, creature spawners, yeah, loot spawners, again I think we'll do half a dozen. We want the summoner, but with that we'll probably do a dozen, but we won't do all those in this particular episode. Yes, way too time consuming that will be. Now spawner locations, I use these, you don't need to use these, but I prefer this, and we'll just do a load of those. We're going to need quite a few, and there are so many more options here which, well, we may look at in the future, but it's not necessary because we've got everything spawned in basically. This is just an addition, and this is not costing nothing, no resource, no, this is a buff, just so you can edit and add what items you wish. Oh, nearly a disaster there. Nearly forgot to do my repairs. I should have done this right at the beginning. Yes, so anyway, we'll do all these and we'll get organised. Okay, so that's our repairs all done. We've got to get some armour made. Yes, I'm going to be using the Uptech modded armour, and this is going to be rarely used within this series. Yes, it's way over the top, very, very cheaty indeed. I believe, well, for the most part it's only 1 stone. Yep. That's for the boots. Yes, with that you can run really fast, plus fall from a tremendous height and not get damaged. Well, suffice to say, they've all got over-the-top attributes, previously used for test purposes only. Yes, I use this Uptech gear with the exploration videos. Now I've got to be careful with this scenario. Don't want it to increase experience points and give us an advantage while I'm doing the placements of the following scenarios that are coming up. But it will give us an advantage so we can quickly get our scenarios placed and get back to gameplay. Yes, it appears that I haven't quite done all now. I've not done the leggings and I haven't done the shirt. We also have the Uptech Rex saddle here. If for nothing else, is to just check it out and see how that works. Yes, once we've done the scenarios with the simple spawner, the weapon and the armour will definitely go back into storage, and we'll have to go back to our normal armour and weapons. Well, we're all kitted out except for the helmet skin. We'll use that a bit later on. Yeah, the features of all these will be evident as we go through the episode. Right, let's start using our jetpack. So we're truly out of gameplay mode now. We're going into development mode. And we want to interact with the environment as least as possible. Because I consider this non-gameplay, I don't want to gain an advantage or excessive advantage when we get back to normal gameplay. One thing that is to note about the map, the Sanctuary Ark, there are very few alphas that appear. They do appear, but they're very, very rare, especially the Alpha T-Rex. We're going to place one of those. Yes, I'm trying to find a place where we're going to have less interaction with any other creatures there, though if we wasn't doing this we would be gaining experience points and what have you, because we would be playing the game. So it's, oh, here we go. Okay, let's have a look what we need. Spawn location. We can place this down. It's actually not necessary to have these, but I'm doing it a certain way. And I've decided to go for the Dinopithecus in this particular location rather than the Alpha T-Rex. Now in game I have the Dinopithecus set to spawn in, but they just come in as raptors, so there's something wrong with the way I've done it. But I'm going to place them in using this. Yes, Dinopithecus. I don't know if I've got that right actually, I don't look right. Hang on, we'll check it in a bit. Okay. Rex over there. Yeah, best keep an eye on that. So we'll place down the creature spawner. Yes, now these only stay visible while you've got the simple spawner buff active. Once set up, it'll be there permanently, as long as you don't remove the simple spawner mod. You don't want to be doing that. We'll search for it because I can't remember where it is. Dinopithecus, there it is. We have spelt it wrong. It's an E, not an I, so I'll have to alter that. Yes, I knew that didn't look right when I was doing it on the location. We'll spawn in 4 of those Dinopithecus. So we'll give it a description. I don't believe it, I've done it again. We want to put an E in there, and that's the proper spelling. Yeah, it's the respawn interval. We'll have a look at that. We'll change that, and you can put anything you wish for your own settings. Okay, so we've got 40 minutes. The despawn time, I'm going to leave it at 0 on this one, but I usually change that to about, I would normally change that to 30, so there's no chance of overspawning. It's optional. Yes, play around with it, see what works best for you. Now the level ranges are important. We're going to go 10 to 150, and the increment levels, we'll set that so it's like 5, 10, 15, 20, right up to 150. Keeps it evenly spread within 5 unit increments. Let's keep the rest the same. Spawner enabled. Avoid player structures. We'll click that for now. I don't usually do that. Yeah, so if you click that and you build a base, they won't spawn in over your base basically. Now I use the link location thing now. I don't use the spawn area. The spawn globally, I don't use that. Right, I've been and changed the name back to what it should be, Dinopithecus. Click on it and now it's linked to that particular spawn location. Right, so we have our settings. I don't know why it does that when you're coming out of it. It likes thumping them things. Right, we'll step back a bit and we'll just have a look at the Dinopithecus. That's the creature spawner, and that's all you need to do really, but we will test it. We'll find somewhere over here somewhere, that's it, and then we'll force spawn it. Now this step is not necessary. So what we'll do, we'll click on Shift F10 and we'll then open a simple spawner map, and we can manage our creature spawner, spawn locations and anything else we put in here. So clicked on the desired spawner. We can send for spawn, send account command, destroy command, change spawner settings as one. Now you can do that from your base, so you can change everything from your base here. You can copy the spawner settings and then duplicate it to another area, teleport to structure and destroy structure. But we want to send a 4 spawn, and there they are. You can do this with any creature spawn on any map. I do believe, as far as the Dinopithecus is concerned, you will need the Lost Island map installed on your computer. We'll do another one on camera, but this is going to be the Alpha Rex. We'll find an area over here and we'll place the location, more or less the same sort of thing as what we had with the Dinopithecus, with a couple of obvious differences. Yes, and remember, you can just place these anywhere you wish. But I don't recommend you do too many of them, not when it comes to the alphas, no. But we're going to rename this as we did before. I'm not going to do this in everything that we do on camera, or it'll just get a bit too monotonous, plus it will make the video a bit too long. Yes, Alpha X1. As I said, I'm not going to put too many alphas around, because the game does give the alphas anyway. It just seems so rare. That's it. Oh, we've got a thunderstorm coming. Right, we need to put our creature spawner in as we did last time. I'll be popping 1 or 2 creatures about because we've got the 3 different levels, but most of it I'm going to be doing it off camera. And we'll get into the settings, and we need alphas and brutes. And you've got to bear in mind that I do have every single map except for Aquatica, with alphas are part of the base game, so you should have these Alpha T-Rexes. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're just going to have the 1. Right, we're going to everything set that we want set here. Just pause the video if you want to get an in-depth, and 50 to 150 I'll put that as. And we've just got to set the link spawn location. That's it. Oh, there's the settings, slightly different to the Dinopithecus one. And don't forget to hit save and close. No, like I've done in the past. Yes, there's no warning if you cross out of it, so you'll lose everything you've done. Yes, we're going to have to be careful here because we don't want to get attacked by an Alpha T-Rex, whatever level it is. I'm going to check something. I don't think you can do this while you're flying. We'll open the simple spawner map. Yeah, we can't. You have to be on the ground. And if you're on a creature, you have to dismount. Okay, send force spawn. Woo. Right, let's get out of here. Let's move back. There you go. Alpha T-Rex. Right, so we've done a couple of dino spawns, but we're going to add a couple of extra features. Right down there, we're going to add an element node, but first we want to add orbital drop extinction style, and you will need the extinction arc installed for any of this to work. And we're approaching our first location where we're going to put our first orbital drop. That just adds a whole different dimension to the game. Yeah, I think this would be a good place to put it. So what we'll do, we'll go, oh, I've got the wrong one. It doesn't matter. We can do it either way. So we've got the actual spawner here. Loot spawner. It's considered a loot. Same with the loot drops. You can put extra artifacts and all sorts in. So, but this is the orbital drop one. You know, I usually put it a little bit further away, the spawner. But it doesn't really matter. Then we get the spawn location. The same one you'd put down the creatures with. I think we'll place that just here. We don't be too close to those rocks. Yes, this will come up with a slightly different display. And we're looking for orbital drops. Oh, we've got orbital drop blue. I think we'll put that one down here. The purple's the highest level there. And then we have red and yellow. Most likely place them in the underworld. Right, we'll have this spawn in every 90 minutes. I'm going to add a despawn time on this so that it despawns just before the 90 minutes respawn interval. So it's no overlap and you've only always got the one. Now this is important. Loose per spawn or for respawn needs to be 1-to-1, otherwise you'll get multiple come down at the same time and that just becomes a mess. So we've got all the settings more or less set right there, but I haven't named the spawn location yet, so I weren't sure how to name it. So we're going to do OSD blue and then we're going to go over to rename the spawn location. Yes, it's really important to be organised with this sort of thing. Now if you do mess up, which I'm probably going to do, you can go back and rename everything. Change your settings from in the simple spawner map and from anywhere on the map. So maybe you can get back to your base, realise you've made a mistake, and then you can just change the settings from your base, basically. Alright, let's just check all the settings. I think we're all okay. We're just going to do the link spawn location at OSD1. Actually, I could have changed that. I might change that actually in the future to OSD blue, because there's only going to be one on the whole of the Ark Sanctuary map. Yes, one of each. Blue, purple, red and yellow. Okay, so we're all set up, but I'm not going to do a force spawn, which you can do if you want to see how it is. But I know it's going to work okay, and that will become evident as we go through the series. Yes, we're now at the crater way, and we're going to put in the purple one. I'm going to put that down here, and this scenario is the hardest of the 4 scenarios. It's also the most lucrative. If you've ever experienced the orbital drop scenarios, and what they are basically little mini games introduced on the extinction arc, and you can get some very high level equipment, elements and all sorts of stuff will be covered in a future video. I certainly don't recommend you take this sort of scenario on in the early game. Well, you could try. Yeah, it's pretty intense stuff. Again, it's purely optional. You don't have to do these, but I highly recommend you do, especially when you get to the later stages. Well, that's the location down. Now we need to put in the spawner itself. Extended the respawn interval to 120 minutes, despawn time 100 minutes, loops per respawn 1-to-1. Right, double checking everything's okay there. Yeah, all we've got to do is link the spawn location now. OSD, orbital supply drop purple. Yes, again, I'm not going to do a force spawn or anything. We'll just double check that we've got everything right now. I mean, you can put the settings as you wish, play around with them to get your best settings for you and your gameplay. And what I'm really surprised about is we didn't get no hassle, because there are creatures that spawn in here, very nasty ones. Yes. Right, where to next? Yes, we're going to play some element nodes down, another mini game scenario. Yes, an area that's usually quite busy with naughty, nasty creatures, so we'll have a look. Yes, it's basically the same scenario, spawner and location. I'll be careful of that. I've got an elite dragon over there. That's another modded creature. Yes, currently this scenario is running 27 mods, I believe it is. That may change. Right, we need a small location. We'll place that down. Right, we've got one or two creatures starting to encroach, so we'll come off that. We'll rename that in a bit. And we'll get the spawner down. Where are we going to put that? Right, we'll drop it somewhere here, just either side of the mini crater thing. And again, there's various levels of difficulty of these element nodes. Right, let's have a look, see what we do have here. Okay, it's corrupt element node. We're going to do the easy one, if there is such a thing as easy one. Again, it's advanced gameplay. Okay, element node 1. Successful at this scenario will give you quite a lot of element and element shard, although there are easier ways to get element on the Sanctuary Ark. Alright, I've been and changed the name of the spawn location. I'm just going to double check everything here before we do the link spawn location. If you make changes to the settings, you will have to relink to your desired spawn location. And again, you can do this anywhere on the map, the Ark Sanctuary map, as long as you have the simple spawner buff active. Yes, I think I'll put another one of those in. Right, we're approaching the next location where we want one of our element nodes in. Now, whether you put the simple spawner nodes in or not, there are dangers within these areas. We've been pretty lucky not to encounter them so far. I do believe we've eradicated our nasty creatures, so hopefully we can get our spawn location put down without any hassle. Trying not to interact with these. Oh goodness, what we got here? Oh, it's a reaper. Gosh, it's the Reaper King level 25 and we've hardly touched it. Gosh, have we got it? Oh, we've lost half a health here as well, and we've got cheaty stuff. Cheaty gun. We've no way we'd have took that on solo. You need a lot of powerful creatures with you in this area. Yes, well, it's a pretty dangerous area, even without the nodes. Here it is. Well, hopefully that's the last of the hassle, and we can get on with this scenario. Oh, I don't believe it. Let's see if we can get this written in before it's too late. Oh yes, we're losing health and torpidity. Oh, we've got to be careful here, we don't go and drop. Pass out. Right, we got it, element node 2. Right, where are we going to put our loot spawner and make sure there's nothing else about. Right, okay, let's see if we can get this down without any hassle. It's been a mega busy area there. In one way I'm quite pleased, because it's been a bit too quiet in other areas. Right, let's see if we can get this thing set up quickly. I just hope we don't pass out. I think our torpidity is on the mend. Right, we'll go for medium, I think. Corrupt element mode medium. Give it slightly different settings. Element mode 2, we're checking everything. Make sure everything's set before we link the location. Ellie node 2. There should be 4 altogether, but we do have the underworld and the subterranean to consider. Yes. Oh no, there's only 3. Easy, medium and hard. Yeah, so what I've decided to do, I'm going to put the hard one here, and we'll change the name of that. Ellie node 3. Yeah, do a quick run on this one because we've got some other stuff we want to get to. Suffice to say, Crate Away is going to be quite a dangerous but interesting area. Yes, corrupt element node hard. We've done all the settings and we're just checking everything before we link it. It's the most important thing. Node 3, and we've got all 3 element nodes sorted. Yes, indeed. Yes, got a little carried away there because I only really wanted to have one put in on camera. Though, a pretty good feature, which will become evident in future gameplays. Yes, I wasn't going to do this because we've already got in-game plenty of OSDs. I thought I'd do a test, see what the difference is between the simple spawner version and the ones that I've put in within the Sanctuary Ark. Yes, the orbital supply drop red version. We've got one over there as well. Non-simple spawner version. Basically, if you like the OSDs and you want to put a few more in the places you want to, you will have the option to do that with a simple spawner. Ah, that's odd. We should have a platform down here, but they've not spawned in. I don't know what I've done there. How odd. Well, what we're going to do, we're going to put one of these spawners down anyhow, and it's going to be a summoner, so we can summon a boss in. Yes, the Desert Titan. Now, I'm not going to be able to complete the process, because we're going to be using temporary items to spawn in the bosses, which I'm not actually going to do in this episode. And the bosses require artifacts, trophies. If you play the game properly, you can put anything you want in there and make it easy for yourself, or even harder for yourself, depending on how challenging you want it. Well, I want this location spawner quite a ways away from the actual spawner. The Desert Titan's a rather large creature. We have nighttime music. Okay, so we're going to rename this Desert Titan. Yeah, when it comes to the summoner, there's so many different things to add into the map that I'm not going to be able to get it all done like in one go. I'll have to spread it as we go through the series, because a lot of this won't be used for quite some time. And as I said, with the summoner here, we ain't going to be able to use it properly anyway, because of the items required to spawn are just not available. And I can come back and edit these when we're in a position to do so. Alright, so that's Desert Titan. You don't have to follow that how to set up identically. Well, we need extinction, but the thing is, you're going to need extinction downloaded. Yes, you will require the DLC for this to show up on the simple spawner. There it is, Desert Titan. Okay, slightly different way of doing this here. Just selected the creature. We're now adding the creature 1. I will change that from 50 to 150, and you can add up to 5 creatures if you wish, but we just want the Desert Titan in this area, as that's hard enough on its own anyhow. Yeah, creature tameable. Yeah, it's not an easy process, and we're going to give it a time of 60 minutes, so you're going to have 60 minutes to complete the scenario, whether it's to kill it or to tame it. And then we're going to link it. Yes, and then we're going to double check everything. That's the Desert Titan linked, and just one more thing left to do. It really is not necessary for me to do this at the present time, but I'm going to just put in something temporary just to give you the idea. But I do need to come back and put the proper stuff in, which will probably be Titan trophies, which we can collect, and that'll be in the future. We'll drop that 25 hide into the summoner's inventory. Yes, then we go back into the settings. Yes, and whatever's in the inventory, and we fill the required items, and that's what will come up, and that's what you'll require to spawn it in. But in reality, I'm not going to be using the hide. Now you can take the hide out, or whatever it is you're putting in there, but it's just registered of what you require when you are ready to take on the Desert Titan. Okay, so we want to go over to the snow biome. We're going to put the Ice Titan. I'm not going to go through the whole thing like I've just done, but we'll go and see where we're going to put it. Well, I've set up the Ice Titan here. I just pause it if you want to see the settings there. But it's more or less the same as the Desert Titan. So now we have 2 bosses here on the upper world. Actually, we have 3, but more of that in the future. Not sure if we're going to see it from here because it'd be out of draw distance, but right down there somewhere is where the spawn locator is. Now, I'm not going to spawn in because we wouldn't last 10 seconds. Though we could fly away from it, but then that would just be a waste. I was going to say that's about it we've done now, but there is something else I want to put in before the end of this episode. That's a pretty easy thing. But we're going to check the map and we're going to have a look at what we have put in. Dinopithecus, Alpha Rex, and we've got a lot of different loot spawners here, OSDs and element nodes, sort of mini game scenarios. And then we've got 2 bosses here, which is obviously the Desert Titan and Ice Titan we've just put in. And we've got our spawn locations, and it gives you a rough idea, and you can edit. Click on one, just edit it all. And you can teleport to each thing, what have you. Get it all set up, and then you get back to playing the game. Yeah, just click on an item and it'll highlight it. There you go. And then you can do it that way. Or you can click on the actual list. You can change your spawn settings, you can teleport as I say, and you can destroy it if you want to get rid of it. It's a little dark now to be able to do any more, but I'm going to wait until the daylight and we'll put the other item in. Right, what we've done here, we've put in a meteor shower, which is not really much of a benefit, it just adds a bit more of a challenge. I spawn in every 240 minutes. I've not done the despawn time at the present time, but can alter it in the future if the balance is wrong. Yes, you don't really want to be in the area when the shower comes down, because it can certainly kill you and your creatures. That is something that you may want to put in for an extra challenge, as I've said. We'll see the effects of that sometime in a future episode. Yes, Marksimus is not the brightest new penny in the pack. That might be interesting. Well, I think that's about it really for the upper world as far as a simple spawner is concerned. I'm quite pleased about that because we've got that done without too much hassle, so it's not give us an advantage as far as gaining experience points and what have you. In fact, I think we may have lost experience points. Well, if you're still with us, thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one. Oh yes, yes indeed.